rear tire slid. I was part of where the trail got a little narrower than where other parts of it, and I slid off the edge, but I couldn't stop sliding down the mountain, I guess you could call it. Usually on most of those situations you can kind of stop yourself after a few feet, the most 5 or 6 feet or something. I just kept sliding, and then after I don't know how many feet, I started flipping sideways, going. And about the second or third rotation, I'm trying to stop, trying everything I could think of to stop from rotating, but I realized I can't stop it, I'm at the mercy of what is going to happen to me. I'm just flipping over and over, and what I ended up doing was hitting small trees the size of your arm, size trees, and that's what eventually stopped me. I hit enough of them. And the bike was on the other side of one of them. When I stopped, I don't know what I did. Anyway, I got the bike on the other side of the tree, got it where I was, and then I put it on the upside of the hill, and then I tried to maybe I'll try going this way to get up back to the trail, and I soon realized I wasn't going to be able to do that. So I left the bike there, and I hiked kind of parallel to the river downstream, and then circled my way back up to the trail. And when I got up to the top of the trail, I realized how bad my arm was, and that I wasn't gonna, even if I went back down to get the bike, I wasn't gonna be able to get it back out unless I was really lucky or something. And then I realized if I didn't start walking, it would be dark before I got back to my truck. And so I just started walking back down the trail. And then I ran into this guy that I had met once or twice and kind of almost knew, he was riding by himself with his dog. And I talked to him and, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, well, there's not much really you can do. All I can do is walk back. You might as well keep riding your bike as much as you want, And then when he came back down, I was about halfway. I was by that cabin, maybe a little past halfway, I guess, about 2 or 3 miles to go back to the park. I told him how to get my phone out of the truck or how to get inside the house to get the phone numbers off by the clock up in the kitchen. There's a list of phone numbers of all my brothers and sisters and stuff. And I never did find out what he did, if he got my phone or he got, But he called my sister. She had just moved to Dayton about a month earlier. This was about this. Well, it was Memorial. She'd been there about 2 months. It was Memorial Day, It's about a month and a half away. And she yelled at him and cussed him out. Why did you leave him up there? And all this kind of shit, right?
Oh, God, I love Patty. She called me and we were here. Gary and I were sitting
Everybody was
here.
too drunk to go up to Harris Park. And
Well, we called the sheriff, and they were going to go
there was
look
no
for
sheriff.
We called them.
There was no
They
sheriff.
didn't. Then they called, and you'd already made it. You called us, and they were just going to go search for you, and they called me, and I said, no, we heard from him. We just heard from you, and you were on your way back.
Well, what happened? No, is
Or you got back.
I got back to Harris Park. I sat on the bench for about a half hour or more, and it was starting to get colder, and I went and sat in the truck, and I realized, hell, I got automatic transmission. I can rest my arm on the center console. I can drive. So after I sat there a few minutes, I just fired her up and drove. But there's no cell phone until you get over the hill.
Yeah.
So you get
That's
past
right.
the North Fork Road and then climb up one more mile
Bolus
up
Hill.
to the top of that hill. Then you can, and then I called Patty, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it turns out she was too drunk. You were too drunk. Gary was too drunk. Everybody was too drunk. They didn't want to go up there just to see what happened. It wasn't even that late. It was, it was just getting dark. And it was, 7 o'clock? Because it's still May, 8 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock,
But when we found out that guy had seen you walking, then we knew you were coming. I mean, but you didn't.
Yeah, but I was going to wait there.
She called me and said a guy saw him walking. It was weird.
And he was a farmer in Dayton and a part-time paramedic.
The guy with the dog on the
Yeah.
bike? Wow.
So when he came back down the trail, I told him, look at my... After I talked to him, I said, oh, well, look at my shoulder. How bad do you think it is, And because he said he was a paramedic. I didn't know before that he was.
He said, your wing's fine. Get to
He
walking.
didn't say my wing is fine.
Your broken wing.
He agreed with me. What else can you do? You're.
He could have rode you down on his handlebars.
Oh, bullshit.
It's a sweet little guitar.